Danica Patrick has been present on this channel lately, so we might as well take a look at her top 10 worst crashes in her NASCAR Cup Series career. These crashes will be listed in chronological order, and reminder, this will be limited to the Cup Series only. Right before the video starts, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, it really does help me out a lot. Anyways, enjoy the video.
Out there in the 88, watch here we go, here we go. And she's all right after a hard crash, and the caution flag is out.
The race is over. That's Tony Stewart will win the race.
Danica's first duel at Daytona did not end the way she wanted it to. Jamie McMurray came down into Eric Almirola, then Almirola bounced off of Patrick. She got sideways and couldn't save the car and hit super hard into the inside wall. If you notice, she takes her hand off the wheel right before she hits the wall. This is common in open wheel racing as drivers are at serious risk of hand, arm, and shoulder injuries when the steering wheel jerks during impact. It was uncommon in NASCAR back in 2012, but she was a pioneer in starting this habit in NASCAR, as you see it nearly every week now by all drivers.
So far, how bad is it?
It's done.
And number 13 is unlucky for Danica Patrick. She was
Bring it
running
to the pits, please.
19th.
We'll go.
Danica was having a great run in a part-time season whenever Regan Smith wiped her out. There was no time to react and save the car. She infamously went on the track and gave Regan a message. You'll notice on the list that 6 of these 10 wrecks came in her 10-race part-time season back in 2012 and her first full-time season in 2013. This is a lot of wrecked cars in the first couple years of her career, but it does mean she improved vastly in keeping the car clean later on.
Some grip in these corners. Ooh, trouble, turn one. Danica Patrick, Landon Castle tangled up. Castle going for a slide.
Okay, we did not hit anything, did not hit anything.
It looked like Danica had a chance of not hitting anything, but just back up on the track.
We all knew this one was coming. This was just completely embarrassing. Danica was a hothead in 2012, with the Bristol incident happening just 2 months prior. Landon Castle made contact with her earlier, and she tried to give him payback. Unfortunately for her, she couldn't save the car, hit the wall, and got the worst of the damage, which ended her day.
Right there where you're talking, and you just turn it left and lock it down.
And she had a chance to not go up hit that wall if she just stayed on the brakes and kept it down there. It's like she's trying to save it, just kept driving it until it hooked to the right.
Yeah, at that point right there is whenever you should just, as a driver, realize that this is a spin, lock it down, and you can come get 4 tires. And that's the kind of things that you'll have to learn with these cars. Danica Patrick into the wall, spinning back down into traffic. White flag is out. Racing comes to a close at Phoenix. He slides to the finish line while they crash behind him. Keselowski threads the needle as cars crash to the checkered flag.
I don't understand why they didn't throw the caution there. The 10 car was losing a lot of fluid.
Mark Martin, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman.
Controversially, NASCAR did not throw the yellow flag whenever Danica spun and had an obvious oil leak. Evidently, NASCAR wanted the race to finish under green. When the leaders came around for the final turn, oil was everywhere and it resulted in a massive wad of crashed cars. Her car was lifted up as Paul Menard piled into the back of her.
Some hard hits right here.
Wow, look at the lick Danica. Took right there. Power sliding through there. A lot of cars. Oh, man. Kurt Busch hit a ton.
Ryan Newman took a couple of hard hits.
7th blow, treble front straightaway, big pile up. Danica Patrick and the 34 of David Reagan.
You're all set. Blue right front. All right, 10-4.
This is one of the worst places to blow a tire on NASCAR's entire schedule. The onboard footage is terrifying.
What happens here with her? You don't hear it. Bam. That person.
Get low if you can. Low if you can.
David Gilliland was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and his car was destroyed as well. Nothing either driver could do about this.
Trouble already. Cars in the wall. Danica Patrick, David Rudiman, and more down in the grass. And Kyle Busch.
In Danica's second wreck at Kansas in this list in just as many years, she had an even harder wreck on the first lap of the race. She had a bad start and tried to force it 3 wide to make up some of those lost places. She got loose after seemingly jerking the wheel trying to avoid the 30 of Cole Witt. Witt and Rudiman were damaged, but they were able to continue just many laps down.
Ball goes to 10, and 10 is hit as well as she was coming back down the track. Danica Patrick. Looked as though the 55 of David Reagan made contact with Danica as she was coming down the track. She gets the car refired. Looks like she's going to try to drive it back.
Jeff Gordon was pressuring Ryan Newman, and Newman lost the nose of his car, and Danica was just right there. She initially had a softer impact to the wall, and it seemed like the team would be able to repair the car. David Reagan, subbing in the 55 Michael Waltrip racing car, had no time to react when she came back on track.
31 came up, but the 10 was coming down. That's what makes this corner so difficult, Jeff, because what's the line? You can't follow the dotted line. What's the natural line of the cars into the corner?
Yeah, Danica was expecting Ryan Newman to go all the way down to like the left, put the left sides closer to the yellow line. She was protecting that spot, trying to, arc in the corner. And
Whoa, we got to spin. Turn 1, up and into the wall, hard.
Wow.
It's Danica Patrick.
Well, you can hear a tire down here.
I was going to say, was that another tire?
It sounds like it.
She was in 19th.
She was running 19th.
Get out. Yes. Get out.
Wow.
That's a hard lift.
It initially looked like Casey flat out dumps Danica. However, he was trying to get to her quarter panel and stop her momentum. She had just taken the place from him, and Casey obviously wanted that place back. It was an aggressive move by Kane to try to side draft like that, and Danica ever so slightly moved up and the two made contact. It was an unfortunate racing accident, but I would put most of the blame on Kane for this one.
Rear and turned her into the fence.
Boy, Stanley Steamer.
Whoa, there's...
And around she goes, into Kenseth.
Oh, gosh.
Up in the air and into the wall, hard.
Man, Kenseth.
Man, I thought he was going to catch the catch fence back there. The way it landed was...
I am not believing it.
After an already crazy race, Matt Kenseth was the second car to go upside down. Overshadowed by the flip, Danica had one of the hardest hits of her entire career. She did not look too shaken up as she immediately got out of the car. McDowell bumped her in the wrong spot and sent her around. She was one of the few cars in the race with little to no damage and would have probably had a really good finish.
Nobody left in this race. Getting crowded up there in the front right now with the 42. Oh,
Whoa,
trouble.
big crash. Danica Patrick and Joey Logano and Eric Almirola.
Holy smoly. Oh, heavy damage there on Danica.
Those cars are killed.
This is one of the scariest wrecks in the last decade. I mean, this wreck gives you a great sense of speed of how fast these cars are going. Eric Almirola was injured, but Danica took just such a hard hit. Joey blew a right front tire, and his car veered to the left, which made contact with Danica and turned her into the outside wall at top speed. Once again, Danica was having a really good run when she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. Once again, I do want to emphasize that this is not a hate video. I've done this sort of video on many other drivers. This video also does not mean I am sexist. I love seeing women do great in motorsports. I got a lot of comments about this on my last video of her, and it was just really unfortunate when I see these claims just pop up everywhere, even though I make these kinds of videos all the time. But if you did enjoy the video, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.